Cheers to everyone for watching. My name is Mitchell. I review Canadian albums, and it's Monday morning. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new album from FRANKIIE called Forget Your Head. FRANKIIE is a 4-piece indie rock outfit from Vancouver that happened to be all-female. This is their debut full-length. The only other release they had was an EP they dropped 4 years ago. On this album we can see a bunch of reverb-drenched guitars, a lot of really nice harmonies from the group, and subsequently a nice combination of psychedelic and shoegaze rock to their pretty established indie rock sound. A lot of these tracks remind me of the beach rock sounds from the 60s and 70s. Kind of makes me feel like I'm watching some 16mm film of guys and girls on beaches, surfing, and whatever, like drinking milkshakes, I guess. But to me, there are a bunch of artists and albums out there that already do this sound justice, where I think for FRANKIIE, they're just getting their foot in the water, and although they're working really well together, I don't think that FRANKIIE brings that excitement and enjoyment and fun in like that beach rock vibe to this project. Because of that, I didn't find a lot of the riffs on this album all that exciting. I just got a general beach rock vibe. I think one of the clearest examples of this blend of indie and psych rock is on the song Easy Breezy. You have guitars on this track that sound decent. The vocals sound like the band just committed to a melody too soon in the songwriting process. And also the drumming is very clean. It doesn't sound like it's working all that well with the sun-drenched reverb guitars. This track does pick up in the second half. The chorus is this shouted line in French that means "I know what you're doing." And throughout the second half of this track, it does build up an instrumentation, and it does get a little bit fun and enjoyable with all the sounds going on. And this is probably a through line through most of the tracks on this album, especially in the first half. The second half of these tracks sound like they've expanded upon the pretty basic layers from the first half. So you do need to listen to these tracks again and again in order to understand the vibe that it's trying to display to you in the first part. Take the album opener, for instance. I think the players on this song are doing a decent job working together, but they do get better as it goes along. I don't know, it just ends up being kind of dry. I wish that they incorporated sounds like bongos, which we do hear on a couple more tracks, such as Dream Reader, or maybe they could have added in acoustic elements such as they did on their earlier EP. Now, going back a step, Dream Reader sounds like one of the disco-infused tracks to the Yukon Blonde album that came out last year. If only someone with a voice like, say, Lana Del Rey was singing it. This track, for some reason, has a really trash snare sound that I just didn't like as I was listening through it. As far as prior acoustic influences go, the only acoustic track we hear is the last song, which is pretty much a demo. I wish the band had more time to flesh the song out more. It's not even mixed all that well. I know there's 2 players on it, but it sounds like we're just hearing one acoustic guitar player. So yeah, the engineering on the drums and a couple of tracks leaves more to be desired. There are some highlights though. I like some of the tracks like Compare. FRANKIIE bring in some nice feminine perspective when it comes to examining yourself and trying to understand who you are by trying to be other people. I also like the shoegazy acid rock kind of breakdown on the tail end of the song Corner. I think that the track Glory Me is a commendable blend of indie and psych rock, and the harmonies and melody of this song reminded me of some of the groups from the 60s and 70s California, San Fernando Valley era, like the Mamas and Papas, maybe something Joni Mitchell might do. However, again, I don't think that the lead singer was committed to a melody when she was writing this song. It sounds like she's meandering through these verses in almost a spoken word fashion. So I wish that there was some strength and commitment in songwriting there too. There's also the track Nowhere Days. It's this piano ballad. It's really quiet and sparse, but you still hear all 4 players of the band bringing in ideas to the centerfold. I think I came back to Nowhere Days the most out of every track. But aside from all these tracks and referring to the last 3 or 4 songs in the album, I think there could have been a lot more work making this album sound round, bouncier, and more fun. I just think there are a bunch of pieces that FRANKIIE were missing to make this a more enjoyable album. Which is to say that there are some nice ideas to listen to here. If you're a fan of some of that vintage older psych rock sound, I would recommend this album to you. As well as if you're into female bands or into some nice group harmonies, this could be a good album to check out. And also to have on your radar for future releases. But I needed some compelling, interesting messages and themes for me to keep coming back to this album. So on Forget Your Head, I'm feeling myself like a light 5, maybe a strong 4 to a light 5 on this album. I disliked it somewhat. Be sure to check out at least one of FRANKIIE's songs. I'll have a link for one of their songs in the description below. Do what you do to support your YouTube creators. Like, comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more Canadian album reviews. My name is Mitchell Hall. Cheers again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one out there.